Oops. This one. Hi. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Can you just put a yes in the chat or no if it's some audio issues? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Humpty Wednesday. All right. So, yes, I have two special guests, right? Today. We're going to have a really good show. So every Wednesday I do the live stream. Dana with the Data live stream was just me. Because usually Monday and Thursday, me and the judge, we do the Man Up show. However, we are on our little summer break, right? 2 weeks. So this week and next week. And then we should be back the following week. We take a little break. So I could, revamp the show, come back with a new look. But you're still going to see me on Dana with the Data because it helps me put myself out there a little bit more. We have to talk about, of course, Donald Trump. He made his appearance at the National Association of Black Journalists today. Oh, honey, it was a hot mess. Not on his part, but the contentious panel, minus Harris Faulkner. Excuse me. Ooh. We got to talk about that. And honey, we got to talk about that rap concert that Kamala Harris held in Atlanta, calling it a rally yesterday. Yes. So my first guest, when I'm gonna bring him up, is Gene Richmond. Yeah, probably some of y'all remember him from when 5 years ago we used to have a podcast called Magados. But he kind of like just stopped doing podcasting, and I just kept going with it. And then, of course, in about 45 minutes, yes, honey, Minister Jap is coming on. My friend and colleague. He's coming on because we're going to talk about the rally. But let me just say this, honey. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown. Yes. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown because he is going viral like he always does. Me and him have been doing this since 2020. It's 4 years. And we've been going viral several times, mainly because of what he said, because he's so knowledgeable. But he went viral this week. He was interviewed by the Art of Dialogue, great platform, about to hit that million, right? And the judge going about the Judge Joe Brown, that viral clips, because he put out one clip and he's going to put out other clips. The judge is about to make Art of Dialogue hit that 1 million mark. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take some credit for that. But shout out to Judge Joe Brown, honey. Listen, go get that barbecue sauce and support, right? And send him a Cash App. The Cash App link should be in the chat, but the barbecue sauce link is in the chat. But let me just say this, because that was a great clip. He didn't say nothing new. He's been saying it not only on this platform, but other people's platform, but because Kamala is trending. She's been trending for the last week, 2 weeks, and going to continue trending because she's running for president. What you say, particularly him, is going to hit out there. However, I was surprised that so many of you content creators were so shocked that this Black man basically said in public, on a public platform, that she's a piece of shit. They was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said it. Oh my God, oh my God. Why can't you believe that? You know why you can't believe it? Because his generation, they didn't give a F. They stood on what they were saying with no F's given. They didn't care about your feelings. You talk about men, masculine men, Black men, whether you agree with them or not. So it's like I've seen all these other YouTubers out here and put some respect on his name. Y'all not going to mention my name, but that's fine. But put some respect on that man's name for giving you views by doing reaction videos to the judge viral video, right? But the fact is that why are you so shocked that this Black man could say what he said and stand on it and go about his business? You could do it too. It's just that you're scared. He's not. You're scared of the repercussions. You're scared of maybe a little discomfort. And that is the difference from that type of man and you. I just wanted to put that out there because I see y'all. I see y'all doing these late night shows, even during the day. Oh my God. And y'all so shocked doing the panels, breaking down what he said. What he said is what he said. What he said is the truth. He's standing on it. And you need to learn to do the same. Speak your truth, right? He's educating the masses. He's enlightening all of us. Now, there's a whole lot more I could say, but I'll say that for Friday's show. And I need to get into this show. So, guys, please hit the like button. Share this video. Hello to everybody on X. Please repost and like on X as well. And let me bring up. Hi.
Greetings. It's your favorite Tether. Back with a vengeance.
That's right. You are a Tether, right? You will be considered a Tether.
Tether Talks. Yes. It's Tether Talks today.
You should start a podcast naming it that, Tether Talk.
Well, I got a little surprise coming. I'll mention it at the end of the segment, but okay. we got some. I got some I'm working on. But it's good to be here on the Dana Show.
Yes, honey, you've been working on something now for the past 2 years.
I know, for the past 2 years, but this is something legit, and I think it's coming at the perfect time. We're at the perfect time to launch this, but I got something I'm working on with a online broadcasting network, but I'll talk further more about it when we're done with the segment.
Yeah, so listen, I wanted to bring you on, and it's like, sometimes people think that you're all about the jokes and the laughs, but you are very informed when it comes to politics. You would consider yourself a conservative, right?
I'll consider myself more of a independent, libertarian, conservative leaning mind. I am more a freedom-based idealist when it comes to the realm of social and political ideas and conversations, but I can call myself an amalgam of freedom and independent thinking and conservative ideas. So yeah, you can add that in there.
Mm-hmm. And just briefly introduce yourself because I do have a lot of new listeners, honey, and they're not all Black.
Okay, well, my name is Gene Richmond. Many people might know me as Number 9. Me and Dana go back about 6 years now when we worked together about 7 years now. We worked together on the very popular Star in the Morning show. We did that for about 1.5 years. We would later go on to do the Migos podcast, where we did a number of shows centered around the political realm as well. And, Dana has gone on to do some great things with this network. I try to stay in the know in regards to the chasm of politics and social topics and things of that nature, giving my commentary on my social media platforms. I'm originally from Connecticut. I currently reside here, and I am a mainstay on a couple of different platforms, but you can catch me here and there with my views and ideas.
All right, so let's get into it, right? Donald Trump, he spoke at the National Association of Black Journalists, NABJ. Kamala Harris was invited, but she turned it down, honey, because she's in Houston with Divine Nine event, right? She believes Divine Nine is going to get her to the White House. And then I do also believe Sheila Jackson Lee funeral or service is happening in Houston. But either way, she didn't, she declined. She was busy, but Donald Trump did attend. And this is something I guess they do every year, or whenever they have this convention, they invite, candidates, presidential candidates, to come on and be interviewed. Let me just show this banner real quick, right? Just to give it a little bit more context. Yeah. So NABJ welcomes former U.S. President Donald J. Trump for a special conversation in Chicago. So the moderators were Rachel Scott of ABC News, Harris Faulkner of Fox News, love her, and Candia Goba Samafor. She's another moderator. I don't know where she's from exactly. So 3 women, all Black, all journalists in their own right. However, it was like a little snafu. I think it was supposed to be 1 hour, but it only ended up being 30 minutes, correct?
Yes, it was a very short-lived segment. Yes. Short and to the point. Yes, about 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes. It's supposed to be 1 hour. And it's because 30 minutes was wasted on them trying to get their audio together. And but it got a little spicy, and then it got spicy in the beginning. So I want to play this clip here. Let's see.
I want to start.
Can you hear that?
I can.
By addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much. And, and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke. And I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working, or something was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe that
answered
Black
the
voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the Black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act.
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions.
I want to get your thoughts.
Well, I think Donald Trump handled that question very Donald Trump-esque. I think he was being decent when it came to the aggressiveness in regards to the way she responded to him. Obviously, you could see this was a jousting attempt to goat the former. Well, I call him the president, the former president of the United States, and I think Donald Trump answered it perfectly. In other words, he's saying, "I did more for you niggas than good old Abe Lincoln from Once Upon a Time." And again, Donald Trump, again, what drew me to Donald Trump is his bravado. Donald Trump has a unique magnetism about him that you will not get from anybody. And his body language spoke for it all. He goes, you know what? I know what I've done, and I've been the best thing for Black folks since Abe Lincoln. And he was honest about it. And you know what? I couldn't have put it better myself. Way to go, Donald.
Yeah, I think he said, because she did say better than Johnson because he signed the Civil Rights Act. And I think he purposely chose Abraham Lincoln because it is also noted that, because if he would have said Johnson, then they would have said, well, he called Black people the N-word, because that was, he used to say the N word with the ER at the end, President Johnson.
Of course. I mean, Lyndon Johnson was a former Klan member, and he was very open about that. Robert McNamara wrote that in his book that Johnson, well, he was affiliated with the Klan in his younger years. He was very much so affiliated with it, and his daughters admitted that in his memoirs.
I don't think you could have ran away from not knowing someone who was part of a Klan, especially back then.
Back then, right.
But that was the norm. So if he would have said Johnson, then they would have threw that. Well, he used to call us the N-word. So it was, not only was he somewhat accurate, but it was a safe thing to say, Abraham Lincoln, because what did he do? He freed the enslaved.
He freed the slaves. And what Trump was saying, I freed you, Negroes. I freed you from the democratic clutches of Democrat ideology, failed schools, failed initiatives, and failed ideology. So yes, I'm with Donald Trump in regards to his response.
It was another clip. It was another clip that I want to share of him being there. Where was it? Where is it? Oh, okay. It was about questioning whether Kamala Harris was Black. Let me know if you can you hear that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She has always identified as a Black woman. She went to a historically Black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic.
All right, so that was the end of that clip. So she's not Black, and what is the fascination, particularly with Black women? I'm a Black woman, right? I'm a Black woman, but I don't fall for that type of
propaganda.
Yes, and she's code switches a lot. So even her name, because some people are saying her name is Kamala, but I say Kamala. So when she is claiming her Indian heritage, she's Kamala. When she claiming her so-called fake Blackness, is Kamala. She even says Kamala. So she's not Black. Judge Joe Brown broke it down in detail because, yes, he know the father. He's seen documents that we are not privy to when you talk about birth certificates and what was on there. Her mother clearly put that she was Caucasian. So did the father. People, if you are allowed to put other than Black, people do that on their United States forms. So what are your thoughts on Kamala Harris and her Blackness? Is she Black to you?
Well, there is no Blackness. Kamala Harris isn't Black to me at all. And like you said, there are people who are well aware of this. Kamala Harris has openly lauded her Indian background. She said, my mother, she identified the place in India where her mother was from and talked about her being with her Indian grandparents in India. She identified her father as Indo-Caribbean. And there's documents that anybody can pull online, and his identity is as Indo-Caribbean, meaning he is an Indian. Okay, there's a Jamaican aspect in there, but he's more Indian than anything because he's identifying as that. And she has the European component in her lineage. So, like you said, this code switching, this manipulation that she's doing, she is a master. She is masterful at it, and I will give her that. But there are people like ourselves that we can see through it. But what gets me the most is that Black people buy into it. You know, I was telling you about the Uber driver that I was with, who asked me who I was voting for, and I said nobody. And he goes, "Man, what about the Black woman, man?" I said, "What Black woman? She's Indian." And he almost crashed the vehicle. He almost lost his mind. He was like, "The Black woman, man, I'm like, she's not black, sir. I'm like, look, I don't want to get into it. But again, black people are under this, not all, are under this illusion or delusion that this woman is as black as blackness can be. But the thing is, she plays it well, and people are easily manipulated by it because they eat it up. If I can talk about the polls that from the Pew Research polls and the American Consumer Report, she is polling in immense numbers with black women between the ages of 18 and 35. I'm talking high numbers that they haven't seen in 30 years. So she has a following. And, you know, there are a lot of people who simply, black people who simply vote on the idea of blackness. And she plays on that. Politicians are unique master manipulators. Don't think for a second Kamala Harris has not mastered the game of manipulation. This is how she got to where she is today.
I always say that they're all politicians. I throw Donald Trump in there. He's a politician because they're all liars. They all have to lie. They all manipulate. And I get it. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? When you know that, I focus on the policy. What are the policy? What are the tangibles? What are you doing as far as international, making sure we're not going to war, you know, stupidly or blindly or whatever. I look at the policies. Because I know you're going to be pandering for my vote. No, whether you white, black, it doesn't matter. It's just that I'm tired of black faces in high places, such as her, or even Barack Obama, and then everybody else in Congress. They take advantage of black people and the black vote, and black people just fall for it. So, haven't we learned from Barack Obama? Haven't we learned 2 times? I voted for him 2 times. The first time I was going to vote because yes, he was black and he was very charismatic. The second time, it is because, okay, let's give him a second time. He was cleaning up when the economy fell or whatever, the bailout, and he did nothing for black Americans. She has done nothing. Only thing she has done when it comes to black people is lock up black men and black boys in San Francisco. And I'm actually going to do a video on that. That's going to drop over the weekend. So yeah, just bringing it back to real quick, before I play this clip, the Black Journalists Association, I saw 2 contentious women up there. Harris, Faulkner, love her. She's always professional, always objective. But you could tell the other 2 in the audience, and Roland Martin was in the audience too, how they were all for Kamala. I don't understand the DEI, and I do want to ask you about that as well. So what was your ultimate takeaway from that? Can you hear me?
Yep.
What was your ultimate takeaway from that that interview conference that they had today? Because I think that was a perfect opportunity to talk about policies, and that was totally missed.
Well, my take on this was a setup. I think this was going to be a personal attack on Donald Trump. I mean, the question started off with a very hostile tone, and even Trump responded to it. I mean, if you're going to have a former president and a president and a gentleman who is running for the seat of the presidency that is going to be a president, you don't start off with very vitriolic, very, very condescending, very manipulative type questions. I mean, obviously, these women are not Trump supporters. They made that blatantly obvious. And you spoke about Harris Faulkner, who is a professional, and I got to give it to her. She has a journalistic professionalism to her that these other 2 women fail to have. But again, they tried to have some sort of this was going to be like a hit piece. This is going to be like an aha, we got you moment. And Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, didn't allow it. You know, and he spoke honestly, and he spoke about what the manipulations really are when it comes to this. They asked her about Kamala being black. He said, from what I know, the woman's been saying she's Indian, and she has. And he's right. He's like, I know her. I don't know her directly from the circles I know her from. This woman has claimed and has stood on her Indian heritage. But again, in regards to politicians, she knows how to manipulate race. And she's doing it very well. And black folks are eating it up hook, line, and sinker.
Exactly. So I want to move to this clip here, right? Speaking of Kamala and her blackness, I want to move because this is the famous Griot interview when she was running for president back in 2019, right? Couldn't even get 1% of the popular vote. And for the life of me, this woman throughout this whole administration since Joe Biden was elected in 2020, she has been labeled in the polls as the lowest rating, worst VP in history.
She polls horribly, yeah.
Yes. So all of a sudden, when Joe Biden drops out of the race and he endorses Kamala Harris, all of a sudden she's tied neck to neck with Trump. How did your popularity go from less than 20% to now 45%? That makes no sense. So I think it's, again, a lot of propaganda, a lot of lying and manipulation when it comes to the media. And it stems from this. And this when I disowned her. So I want to play this.
One of the questions that the Black community has is, Senator Harris, if you are elected president, what would be your agenda for the Black community?
Right.
We know that
Right.
Black Americans are arrested at higher rates for
That's
marijuana.
right.
We're denied mortgages when we loans
exactly
for
right.
mortgages. There's a
That's
wealth
right.
disparity. So how do you
That's
help the
right.
Black community from
That's
the White
right.
House?
That's right. Well, the first step is to understand that the needs of Black folks are the needs of everyone, and the needs of everyone are the needs of Black folks. It is also equally important to understand that this is a country that had over 200 years of slavery, had Jim Crow, had legalized segregation and discrimination, and now de facto segregation and discrimination. And so while our needs are like everyone else's in terms of we want our babies to be born healthy and live a happy and productive life, we care about issues of climate change, we care about issues of national security. We also know that when you look at disparities around wealth, around home ownership, around education, around who is stopped, arrested, and incarcerated in this country, there are huge disparities based on race, and that has to be dealt with. So part of my proposal in terms of the agenda, specifically for Black folks, is about what we need to do, for example, around maternal mortality. I have actually sponsored a bill and intend, as President of the United States, to make sure it is passed around recognizing that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth. And when you study the issue, you know that it is not about the education level of somebody. It is not about their socioeconomic level. It is literally about their race. Really right, but something around 70% of white families own their homes versus somewhere around 40% for Black families.
Yeah.
So you don't have to look very hard to see that disparities exist. But you also don't have to look very hard to see this, that when we're talking about families, regardless of their color, they have an equal desire to work hard, to love their children, and allow them to have a pathway and an equal pathway to success. Black mothers, white mothers of whatever race wake up in the middle of the night worrying about their children and their health and their well-being. And we need to address that. But I will say there's another issue that we need to address that's specific to Black families. And that is this. We cannot have a society where a father or a mother, by the time their son turns about 12 years old, has to sit down and have the talk with him about how he will be stopped or chased or arrested or even killed because of the color of his skin.
And so how do you intend to change that from the White House? How would you change policy around that?
Part of it is that the president makes a decision about who's going to run the United States Department of Justice. Currently, under this administration, and around creating incentives for more young people to go into this issue, you know that it is not about the education level of somebody. It is not about disparities based on incarcerated. We care about issues. While our need of slavery, tax credit, that they would receive it up to $500 a month. This proposal, economists across the board have said would be the most significant.
I'm trying to find the part when she said that, because I don't want to. This is 6 minutes.
Where white families is something I'm going to get this, regardless of their color. They have an equal desire to work hard, to love their children, and allow them to have a pathway and an equal pathway to success. Black mothers, white mothers of whatever race wake up in the middle of the night worrying about their children and their health and their well-being.
Spectrum Internet.
I'm changing it. Sorry about that.
Support reparations for Black people.
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery.
Can you hear that?
We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
So that part, and I just want to quickly say this because I want to bring up something else. She said that is she going to do anything specifically for Black people? And she's like, no.
No. Black people, no.
Yeah, she had the Black girl head twist. Right?
No.
But then she turned around and say that the policies will specifically help Black families and Black communities. That's the word salad bullshit that she does. So she's not going to create a policy like she did for the Asian, and what do you call it? Is Asian, Native, Pacific Islanders.
Right.
She's not. So she on this administration now, they created so many executive orders and policies with their specific race or lineage.
The Hispanic Economic Act they have.
Yeah. And basically she's saying she's not going to do it that says Black Americans or African Americans. But if it's a policy for people to have lower interest rates and easier to get a home, that's going to automatically help Black people. So sometimes when she talks, I feel like I'm getting stupid.
Well, there's a lot of double talking when it comes to her. Like one thing, it's like a paradox. Well, it's not good for this, but it could definitely be good for that. But you just said it. But you just said it's for everybody. So now you're gonna put us separately, or are we together? Which is it? Is it Black people have disparities and Black people don't have an equal advantage? But then again, it's an American thing. So I mean, what are you saying? It's this, it's that, it's potato, tomato. I mean, what are you really saying? No, but no, but yes, but no, though. Black people can benefit from it, but no. So again, it's the double talk, it's the manipulation. But again, she knows how to play the code race card, and she plays it well. She's in Atlanta, she's in Texas. I mean, she's doing it, and you have Megan Thee Stallion and rappers and Black entertainers and so-called Black speakers and Black ideologues that are sponsoring this so-called Blackness crusade. And she knows how to use it, but then can turn around and be like, oh, no, not for Black people. No. But then go around and talk about she understands the Black struggle and the Black victimhood situation. I mean, if this woman could not expose herself anymore. I mean, every time she opens her mouth, it's an expose. You know, it's never ending with her, but people eat it up.
And that's so it's like it's one thing to know a politician is just full of it and they're lying. But the scariest thing is that the masses, the general public, you know, the voters, they are hypnotized. They're like you said, they're eating it up. They believe in the bullshit. That's scary. That shows us how far, you know, of incompetence our society here in America has gone.
Well, of course, because the average American, I mean, we're in the bubble. I mean, we follow politics, we follow the material, we have an understanding of how this works, and we're in the know. The average American does not follow politics. The average American is void of understanding how the political parties work, how political enticement works, how propaganda works, what allegiances they're with, and what they've said in the past, and who these people truly are. They just see what's on the mainstream social media product, and they see what's on the mainstream TV, and it feeds it to them, and for whatever amount of time they buy it up, and they believe what they see. What Kamala Harris does have is the media behind her. She has major corporations behind her. She has Hollywood behind her, and she has a specific group of people who identify her as a Black woman that is running for the presidency. So she has an advantage when it comes to those avenues.
Last thing, Kamala Harris is a descendant of Irish slave owners in Jamaica. So talk about daddy being Jamaican, right? Or from Jamaica. The presumptive Democratic nominee and U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has Irish roots, but not in a way that is likely to embrace. Ms. Harris is the daughter of Donald J. Harris, who was born in Jamaica, and Shia Mala something Gopalan Harris from India. Genealogical research carried by Northern Irish historian Stephen McCracken reveals, I was about to say, turn on the light, honey. Miss Harris' 4 times paternal great-grandfather, Hamilton Brown, was born in Co-Antrim in 1776. Mute up for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying mute for a second. All right. The year of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. Brown immigrated to Jamaica, then a British colony, and became an enthusiastic slave owner on the sugar plantation that were the mainstay of the island's economy. He opposed the abolition of slavery across the British Empire in 1832 and went to Antrim to replace his slaves with workers from his native country. He gave his name to Brownstown in Jamaica and is buried in the interior of St. Mark's Anglican Church, which he built with his own money. Brown was pro-slavery and hated the British abolitionist Wilberforce, who brought in a slave registry bill to stop the trading of slaves between different islands in the Caribbean. Brown called him cloven-footed and a hypocrite. Brown did receive almost 11 million pounds in modern money and compensation from the British government for his slaves, according to records held by the University College of London. So the point that I'm trying to make here is when she talk about daddy, and that's where she's trying to claim her Blackness from his dad. This is why dad does not claim to be Black or the Black Jamaican, because his ancestors were not the Jamaicans that landed in Jamaica via the slave ship. His ancestors was of Irish who owned slaves. Now, of course, they played with the brown sugar nookie of the plantation mammies there, right? And birthed some kids, but that's what the father claims. The father does not claim Black African slaves. No, he's not even claiming the Maroons that fought against the British that came in there, and they're the ones who ran up in the mountains, and anybody that tried to come up there and enslave them, they killed them or whatever. No, he's claiming the Irish side, the Indo side. So she has a history of slave owners who was compensated. The mother is of Hindu, and we all know in India they have a hierarchy, right? Where I think the Hindus are at the top. Is that true? Right?
Yes. Or they call them the Brahmins are on the top, and then you have the Hindus and so on and so forth.
Right. So her lineage is not ADOS, is not foundational Black American. Hell, you are Haitian descent, honey. She's not even the Haitians that literally fought and won their freedom. At least you can say that.
Well, I mean, realistically, you know, one of the Haitian forefathers was a freed Jamaican slave. So I have more of the Jamaican lineage closer to my forefathers than she does. You know, her father's family were a family of conquerors and colonizers. So again, but as you exposed it, and this is information that we can all look up. You know, her father identifies as Indo-Caribbean. He doesn't call himself a Black man. He doesn't say anything about being Jamaican. He calls himself an Indo-Caribbean. So that further lets you know of the awareness of his lineage and her awareness of her parents' lineage and who she truly is. And the funny part is, this is public knowledge. You can find this. Any one of us can look this up. So it's not to say people aren't aware of who she is and what her lineage and background is. It's the fact that you have a group of people, regardless of what they see, the only thing they know is she's Black because she says she is at the specific time. It doesn't matter what her father is. It doesn't matter if his father was European. It doesn't matter that her mother was from East India. It doesn't matter that they have a Hindu lineage with Brahmins and Indian culture in her background. That doesn't matter. A group of people see her as Black, and she is going to play that to the T because, again, the minority vote, the so-called minority vote, still matters, and she's the face of minorities. So they're gonna play it for everything it's worth. Like you heard the journalist in the clip when she was interviewing Donald Trump. Oh, she's a Black woman. He said, well, no, she's Indian. Oh, no, she's been identified since day one. She went to and the other thing is she went to an HBCU. So I guess if you go to an HBCU, you're automatically Black, because I guess nobody else goes to HBCUs, only exclusively Black people. And the people who do go there, you're automatically Black without question. It's absurd.
Real quick. So Pam, the Irish slaves were taken to Jamaica. Okay, that may be true, but it says here her great-great-great-grandfather was the slave owner. Her DNA, her genealogy was of slave owners, not the Irish slaves. They were Irish slave owners. So that's why Daddy don't claim any type of enslavement. No, I'm not one of them. So,
well, yeah, he claims his Indian heritage and his European heritage.
Yeah.
As he's always been claiming. He's not saying that I was a part of the slave. I was a slave. My family were slaves. We were slave owners, and I know who I am. And you know, again, there is honesty there. But again, people fail to see, like you said, it's the Obama effect. Obama was a master at playing that Blackness card. I don't even think Kamala could do it better than Obama. But again, this is Obama. This is Obama 2.0. We can just call it Kamala 2.0.
Right. Barack Obama, see, I was about to say Black people don't read. Black people didn't read his biography because he put it all in his biography. But he knew Black people wasn't going to read it.
They didn't want to read it. They just saw a man. They just saw a man coming out of Chicago. He was young. He was a great orator. He was well-spoken. He had a Black wife. He had a Black baby. He was down. He was from a younger generation. It was coming out of the Bush administration, the 2 terms of Bush, and they saw something fresh. They saw something new, and a man who looked very different from the presidents that preceded him prior. So he was able to work that in his benefit. But when you dug deep enough, you saw his father was a Kenyan and his mother is of Scottish and Irish descent, European.
Who was a CIA agent, and his
There-
stepfather was a CIA, and Obama was the richest. He's the wealthiest president ever. So, and all that was in the book. I didn't read the book. I just saw a black man, and I voted for his ass twice. I could admit it, but I damn sure ain't going to go the rest of my life with that same type of ignorance. I'll say that. But number 9. Oh, go ahead. Finish up.
Well, what I'm saying is the unfortunate thing is like you spoke in the beginning of the segment, you vote based on policy. We look at policy. We look at the efficacy of what these politicians have done in their political pasts and present. This is how someone should vote. What can you do for my community, my state, and how does your policy and your influence the enactment of what you're going to put forth in a nation that is going to affect me? Unfortunately, people feed into the race propaganda, but not only the race thing, there's the feminist thing as well. They're playing that feminist card real well because they had a Zoom call. I think it was white women for Kamala or something like that. So,
yeah, but they don't want to saying Karens for Kamala.
Karens. You see, so again, it's not.
Dudes, now you have the white dudes for Kamala.
Dudes for Kamala. So it's not just a racial manipulation, but it's also based on feminism, and it's also based on this ideology of culture. So again, she's using this to her benefit. And I just want people to understand politics can be a game that can be maligned with manipulation, lies, and deceit. Our job is to put them to task so they can work for us. And the act that Kamala Harris is doing and many other politicians have done is what got them to power. You got to wake up and you got to move people like this out of their seats of position of power.
Well, thank you, number 9. I appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'll see you tomorrow night. We're going to be on a panel tomorrow on Sabby Sab, and appreciate you. I see Jack waiting to come on. Where the hell he go? All right, okay. And I'm definitely going to have you back on.
Also, if you don't follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and X. I'm at number 9. That's numerical number 9 _media1. So follow me there.
And whatever you're doing, let me know so I could promote it as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Launch it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Appreciate you. Bye.
All right.
Hi.
What's good, Auntie? What's happening? Are we gonna put our foot on this lady neck today or what? What's happening, man?
Yes. Well, you know, you got the goddamn organs. Do I need to set rules?
I can't say. Tell me what I can't say.
Okay. So if you're going to say the B word, don't say it no more than 3 times.
I will try my best.
Don't say F. Don't say MF.
Damn.
And don't say F that ends with T that got 2 G's in it.
Oh my God. This how you know you're on AT channel, man. You gotta watch him. I pull your pants up.
Yes, button your shirt up. Make sure you don't got no ashy face. Yeah, present yourself.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk to you about the rap concert that took place yesterday in Atlanta.
I'm seeing bits and clips of it. You know what I'm saying? Again, they are all we missing is the fried chicken. We're just missing Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? That's right. It. You know.
Okay, should we get into yeah. I'm gonna get into the Raleigh thing. Where is the damn clips for that? I'm not good with keeping up with the video clips, like making sure that it's aligned up.
What you do is you number them and put them in order.
Oh no, not this one. I want to go here. Yeah. So yesterday, Kamala Harris, she was in Atlanta. She had Megan Thee Stallion and she had Quavo there. Megan Thee Stallion, performed and opened up the show, singing and dancing and twerking. Quavo, he was there. I know he sat with her a couple of months ago talking about gun violence.
Crazy. You know, that's the craziest shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I tell people in the black, especially dealing with hip hop, I don't understand. They play both sides. You know what I'm saying? Don't snitch, but we want justice for Takeoff's murder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, you know, T.I. Get on for doing all the destruction in the neighborhood, but then do Crime Stoppers. You know what I'm saying? Or BET will put him on a platform and make him Martin Luther King. You know, we gotta pick better people to hold the microphone, man.
Right. Exactly.
On important issues. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear anything of importance from Quavo. He still talk like we're in slavery.
Well, that is because he's ignorant.
He's got on a blouse. Stop right there. He's got on a blouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's, come on, man. No growth, but this is Atlanta. You can't expect nothing less than this from Atlanta, man. Y'all got to tighten up.
But why do these politicians, especially the Democrats, because they know how to pander to black people, but and maybe that's why they do it, because whose fault is it? Can we really blame Kamala, or do we really gonna have to blame black people for having long ass lines to get into this so-called rally just because she's saying Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo? Like, they pander these celebrities, ignorant celebrities, onto us, and the young people eat it up.
Yeah, but see, black folks only want symbolic victories. They want to look like winners instead of being winners. Everything that they give us is symbolism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about policy. You and Nine, shout out to Nine. You just talking about policy. I tell people all the time, when it comes to voting, I have a VIP method. You know, I vote on my values, my interests, and my policies that align with what I want to get done. I don't value anything that Democrats are valuing right now, which is transgenders, these pronouns, kids having more rights than their damn parents. My values don't align with that. Right. And they're prioritizing that. This country is going to pretty much turn into what Paris was for the ceremony, opening ceremony. That's where this is going. It's getting extreme. It's getting out of hand. Look at this. This is supposed to be the definition of a black man. He's speaking on behalf of black men wearing a shimmery blouse. They're not coming in wearing suits, men of respect. He's not looking like someone I should be listening to. You know what I mean? But black folks don't want anything of substance. They want to be entertained, and sold a dream, sold hope. And that's what Democrats are good at doing. And at this point, because I just did a show earlier and people didn't get a chance to see it, I come to the conclusion that black folks, the Democrats don't have to do this. This is actually unnecessary at this point, because when you talk to the old comfortable Negroes, the baby boomers, the single moms, the so-called educated black women, they are passionate with their hatred for Trump and their blind ignorance of finding good in Kamala. Mm-hmm. And they already sold on Kamala. The only fight that they have right now, because Trump got the hillbillies, the rich folks, the business people, things of that nature. He's got them already on lock. The only vote they really fighting for is the Asian vote.
Yes, and young people, a lot of
young people. She ain't even brought out her big detonator. Her big detonator towards the end of this election is going to be Beyonce. Once she brings Beyonce out, Beyonce's already her theme. So I called it. I said she's going to have a Beyonce. Beyonce and Jay-Z is going to be on board with this.
Let me just say this, because y'all can't see it because I got to put it down a little bit, because I got my Beyonce plaque, dangerously in love plaque. And I'm sorry if she come out, because Beyonce don't do that. If she come out and physically endorse Kamala, I'm throwing all my cowboy hats away. I'm not going to no more concerts, and that's
You a lie. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying.
That's it. And I'm gonna do content dragging all of Jay-Z, Demons, demonic stuff, and because Beyonce never endorsed a candidate when they were running. She did sing at Barack Obama inauguration. That was after he was elected. So don't start doing it now. But you're absolutely right. That will be that's the detonator.
Nuclear bomb she's going to drop towards the end. But she already won black folks over. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough of us free thinking straight black folks to convince these black folks, because we got to understand, most of your attacks on your channel and any opposition that you're getting is not coming from white people. It's not coming from Asians. It's coming from black people, especially old ones, especially fried chicken Christians.
Right.
That's what you're going to get. And those are very difficult people to even talk with. I am done. I'm writing them off. The immigrants are only here to replace them because they will be dead soon within the next two decades. They're not going to be the focal point of the black data voting base, because they are our voting base right now. These old, comfortable, retiring Negroes. The baby boomers, they control everything, but they are selling us out and they're selling our future out because they're comfortable. They're doing everything out of tradition and emotion. This is an emotional decision that they're making. And all you have to do is give these black people emotionalism, hope, and symbolism, and they're going to vote. They're not entertainment. And the only thing that Kamala can run on is, I'm going to give women back reproductive rights. Abortion. This is all she's running on is abortion. I haven't heard nothing about the economy. I haven't heard nothing about this gas. I've even heard about her talking about dietary laws, like trying to change the carbon footprint and basically trying to make us Indians and stop eating so much meat. You know what I'm saying? And
she's on that green deal thing or whatever, but
on meat, that's gonna be crazy, and it's not far-fetched because I played a video where she's been asked that and she said she's open to it.
Mm-hmm. Let me play this clip real quick.
How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? If y'all don't know me, I go by the name of Quavo. Born and raised in the north side of Atlanta, home of the Migos. This city has always been home to me, from playing in the streets and, nurturing me and teaching me how to be the man I am standing before you.
Tell it dope.
I mean, one of these issues that I care about is resolving the gun violence.
Strippers.
You can't understand the struggles of gun violence if you're not in the field or in the heart of it. So one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris.
Hold on, what you should have done is stop this real quick. What you should have had queued up was the Vice documentary when they went to go see the Migos in the trap house, and all of them had AKs and blunts.
Well, Vice will send my ass a strike. So
for everybody in the chat, go see that while he talking all this righteous T.I. Killer Mike BS.
Oh, you don't like Killer Mike?
He all right, but he's not real.
Right.
He's Willie D to me.
From inviting me, what's up, Mama? From inviting me to the White House last year to discuss these solutions to passing the biggest gun safety laws to date. So it's only right in the birthplace of the culture. It's also the same place to launch the first African-American woman to run for president. Yeah, we changing the culture again. So if you never voted before, make sure you get out and vote right now, because it's the real one. And in the words of my brother Takeoff, let me get a Kamala. I'm gonna hand it over to Tyler the Green.
All right, I don't play all
This is just pure dumbness. You know what I'm saying? Like, fam, this is an insult to intelligence. They don't think black folks are intelligent. And I'm gonna be honest, our votes are not intelligent. We don't vote for anything worth a damn. We don't care about anything worth a damn. We don't make it a point to make it a point that this is what we care about. Just give us somebody good, white, and polite, or give us somebody who symbolizes who we think we are.
Right. That's what they think of us. It's Megan Thee Stallion twerking.
Democrats stay insulting our intelligence. Joe Biden say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He sit down with Cardi B in a nail shop. You know what I'm saying? To talk about real issues. So we about to talk. You talk about Cardi B, a blood ex-stripper who got a song called Wet Ass Pussy. I got to keep my mouth clean for your channel. But at the end of the day, this is insulting. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go against it, you're a sellout. You got this woman over here twerking with a sexified version of a work suit. She just pulled a wedgie out her butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. This is insulting.
And I will say one thing, because people are trying to say, well, if the Democrats or Kamala Harris have Megan Thee Stallion, then Trump has Amber Rose. The difference is Amber Rose covered herself up. She wasn't talking about twerking or sexy, whatever, or the lyrics that she's saying. No, she was like, listen, I thought this way. And you know what? I changed my mind because I am a parent. I am concerned where this country is going. She even spoke on policy, Amber Rose. So
she has something to say.
Right.
We looking at ass.
Right.
That's it. Like, some people might have paid the $200 for the ticket or whatever just to see Megan shake some.
Right. They paid to go to that? No, they didn't pay to go to that rally, did they?
I just looked it up today because I never thought that rallies cost. Rallies cost. Trump rallies cost about $200 a ticket.
Oh, I didn't know you had to pay to get in the rally.
That's how they raise money.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so it goes right. So I wonder for this.
I was free myself. I always thought it was free. I thought it was like open to the public. And you buy tickets. I went online because I was like, man, where's Trump gonna be next? I looked to the tickets. It says starting at $200. So it might be even more. You know what I'm saying? To do more things.
Right. I just want to play this short clip. It's 23 seconds. And this is, again, Kamala trying to switch up the tone to sound more black.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
You see, this is why nobody takes black folks serious. Not even the Democrats that do this. And look in the background. You see who's in the background? Comfortable old Negroes and her sorors. Right. I see pink and green. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they care about. And another thing, I want to talk to you. You so-called enlightened Negroes. Always got to be some Negro in the chat that think he's smarter than everybody. Gonna tell us, we need to vote for her. We going against our own people. Listen. There are white women in the AKAs. There are white people who go to HBCUs. There are white people in the Deltas. I just pulled it up. I pulled a show on that. White women in black sororities. You are not black just because you've been around black folks. Her daddy ain't black. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown because he met the man. You know what I'm saying? And her mama ain't black. And if you want to take it there, Elon Musk is a real African American by definition, and we know he ain't black. So we're not gonna play that. You were born in Jamaica, lived in Jamaica, you're automatically black. We need to find out who this man is and find out his lineage, and we did. He ain't black. She ain't black.
And he literally does not identify as black at all. She hasn't even been to Jamaica growing up, but she's been to India plenty of times. I want to go back to what she was saying as far as the border, because she is the border czar, and she failed at it. And this is the propaganda where her group and mainstream media is trying to spin it, saying she was never the border czar, right? But there were clips that they're saying that she was less than 6 months ago. However, you are in Chicago. Chicago is a sanctuary city. Chicago has been hit hard with a lot of the illegal migrants, right? So what are you seeing in your city?
All right, I'm gonna give you real. I'm in Chicago, South Side to be exact. We got a police station over there on Cottage Grove. I want to say 69th or 71st Cottage Grove, one of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't get locked up much. But inside the police station is all migrants when you walk in, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in sleeping bags. They all outside. In the Woodlawn, not the Woodlawn, the Hyde Park area, I think that's Woodlawn. Woodlawn area, they shut down a whole school, put migrants in the whole school. They out there prostituting, gang banging, robbing people, old ladies, and this is a nice area. This would be considered like them real nice areas in Brooklyn with them brownstones, them nice, you know, them new renovations and all that, because it's right it's right by the lake on Lakeshore Drive, and you're literally like 10 minutes from the downtown area. It's a real nice area, and it's all black areas, a lot of black professionals over there. But it's not like that no more because all the migrants are robbing people and doing things of that nature. Every time you go out in the Hyde Park area, which is another nice area, which is like an eclectic cultural area, but it's mainly black folks. This is where Obama lives. Well, it's nothing but Venezuelans over there, Venezuelan gangs. And the Venezuelan gangs are out there. Basically, it's like one guy, he's like a pimp, and he's pimping out all of the single mothers with kids. And this is what they do. The women walk around, and the kids beg people for money. And they get money, and the guys just sitting in the car watching them, and they got to turn in the money, and they work a shift all day. If you go grocery shopping in the Hyde Park area, this just happened to my blood cousin. My blood cousin comes out a Target to, shopping for groceries. Okay, goes to his car, gets surrounded by a bunch of Venezuelans, you know what I'm saying? And they say, dinero. They come surround him with knives out, and he books it. Leave his groceries and all that. So they robbing folks in my city. They terrorizing, they raping people. You know, they beat up an old homeless man in the middle of the street, downtown Chicago, kicked them all in his heads, about 8 of them. An old homeless black man. And again, all of this was voted for. So don't feel sorry for places like Chicago, New York, and everything like that, because the old comfortable Negroes put us in this position. They vote for this. They want their politicians good, white, and polite, or they want a black representation that's going to do white folks' bidding and not have the interests of the people. Now you got all these places where black folks are complaining, but it's falling on deaf ears because you've done this so long, and it's a pattern, and it's embedded in y'all, and you made being a Democrat a tradition instead of an option.
So I want to bring up something. I was going to say holes for Harris, Heuxs, but Mammy's gone wild, right? And I mentioned this to you earlier. Fannie Willis, Kim Fox, Tiffany Hayward, right?
Hayward, yeah.
The New York State judge, that white woman judge, who just was removed because she threatened to want to shoot a black teen. And then we have Kamala. Because I'm not leaving out the white mammies, but Mammy's gone wild. It's like a trend. The judge from Douglas County in Atlanta, fighting at a lounge, cussing out the police officers, just bad behavior. But they are the part of that Democrat plantation. They are the liberals, the feminists, and holes for Harris. That's what I'm calling them. What are your thoughts on the mammies that are going wild? Because me talking about Fannie Willis has tremendously helped my channel, and I'm still talk about her. We ain't forget about her. And I'm pretty sure that Kamala Harris had a little backdoor meeting with Fannie Willis. Had to, because you in her neck of the woods. Mammy's gone wild.
Well, I always say that black women in power do the white woman's bidding. You know, they're pretty much German Shepherds. That's why I came up with the concept German Shepherds. They are the attack dogs for what we deem as white supremacy. And white supremacy is no longer ran by white men, it's ran by white women. Because that's the only thing that this country is scared of. The words of a white woman. You know what I'm saying? When a white woman complains, things are going to change. You know, Black women are great attack dogs. Black women are relentless. Black women are extremely petty, you know, for the most part, especially when you empower them. I have never worked for a good Black woman boss, you know what I mean? Or woman boss in general, but nobody will attack masculinity in men like a Black woman, you know, because when you give her power, position, and you give her a shinier name tag, she then becomes the man she always wanted to be without the responsibility or accountability to go with it. And she's granted immunity from the white woman who rules every goddamn thing. So at the end of the day, they're all on board to hate Trump, not to make a difference in the world. Just beating Trump is good enough. That's all we want to do. We can't let him win. This is pretty much an emotional thing. This is a personal vendetta, you know, like that girl, Letitia James. That was personal. When she was running to become, what is she, district attorney?
No, Attorney General of New York State.
Okay. When she was running, her whole campaign is, we're going to get Trump. We're going to get Trump. And she had to get him on something. Nobody, if you look at her face in that courtroom, you know what I'm saying? That was the face of the devil. And that's what I tell Black men all the time. You are living in the past where you still got that civil rights mind. Right now, the biggest war we are fighting right now is feminism, because feminism controls everything. Our women are the attack dogs. The white woman is the puppet master, you know, and the LGBTQ community are soldiers. So at the end of the day, all of those go against the free thinking, straight Black man, and no Black man has any allies. We at the bottom of the bottom. You know what I mean? That's why we have to pay attention. Your only thing you need to be worried about is feminism. Everybody worried about racism. You experience more discrimination and oppression through feminism. You got to watch what you say and walk on eggshells because of feminism. Cancel culture is ran by feminism. Me Too is ran by feminism. All these fake allegations and everything. Trump went through every part of that. This is why a lot of Black men who are conservative, who have went through these things, who have experienced feminism and experienced discrimination, vibe with Trump, because he's going through everything that we go through. Brothers losing money over child support, fake allegations, getting sued for nothing, all because of a woman's feelings. We're able to get lied on. Even when we prove it was a lie, they don't even get as much as a slap on the wrist. So you got to understand this attack on masculinity. We're in an era right now where you have got to negotiate and pretty much compromise how much of a man you can be in society without offending anyone. It's a war on masculinity. You know, it's toxic femininity. That's what it really is. You know, that's the real enemy. So when you name those women, all of them are feminists. They all going to push the agenda for women to win. And when women win, everybody loses in the end. They'll have a lot of bright ideas. And when those bright ideas fail, it'll be men that will have to fix these mistakes.
True. And it's like, and then I thought about it. Maybe I shouldn't have asked you out of all people about mammies and Black women, because people actually think, there are some people that think that you don't like Black women, that you have a vendetta against Black women.
No. I'm just telling you. Do you rather a white man say this, a white woman say this? I can critique my women and my people. I critique Black men all day, especially the tricks, the simps, the dudes who want to get a passport just to go out here and be perverts. I talk about everybody in my community who's doing BS. And right now, Black women have had the microphone since the 90s cooking us. It's our turn to hold the mirror back up and show you what's really going on, because the Black man is the one who really wants the nuclear family. Y'all get empowered, get a shiny name tag, and now y'all ready to leave y'all man and leave y'all family behind.
Well, it's not that too, but I look at it like this, taking advantage of the system. And when you get caught, when you get your hand caught in a cookie jar, you say, oh, you're picking on me because I'm Black. But you want to do what white men have been doing for centuries here in this nation, and you can't. See, when I say they're off cold and me calling them mammies, you are in a position to make a difference. You are in a position to get it right and to do it right, not to keep the same cycle of corruption going on and on and on, not to be on the thumb of white supremacy or feminism or whatever. If you're going to say, oh, I'm a Black woman and I have it hard, or, you know, I worked hard to get to where I'm at, so then do your job. Why are you engaging in corruption? Why do you feel as though you are the exception to the rule? You know, it's like pay to play. So to be quote unquote pro-Black, or to be on code, or to be for the people, is to administrate justice, not corruption. And none of these women, even the white ones, none of these women are doing that. They're taking advantage not only of the system, you know, but they're taking advantage of the people that actually voted for them and want to continue to vote for them. That is a problem.
When it comes time to get an opportunity, you know, they will always utilize first Black woman, first woman this, first woman that. You know what I'm saying? When and they pretty much sell that to you. You have to, if you don't endorse me, if you don't help me get this, you hate women. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what they shame you to say you hate women. First of all, I don't hate women. I love women. But I love Black women. I love all women. I love all races. But I just tell it like it is. I don't just diss Black women. I diss everybody doing BS. Right now, I'm on Indians. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Indians all week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an equal opportunity hater. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, women sell us this, I'm a woman and y'all don't let me do this because I'm a woman. And the moment it's time to be accountable, you're going too hard on me. I'm a woman, for God's sake. Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
And you're making it harder for the other women. Now, speaking of women, because I'm going to bring up Amanda Seales. And sometimes, what is this?
We got to stop having Black conversations with her too. She's a tether.
Oh,
Amanda Seales, man.
Well, I just had number 9 up here. He's a tether.
You know what I'm saying? You can talk about being American. In America, don't talk about Black. You're a tether. Talk about.
You know, I need to do one show on that because this is a little bit of pushback, but for the sake of time, all right, I want to play this because this is, and listen, I agree with Amanda Seales here. I like her, period. I don't have to. Huh?
I do not. She's a waste of a fine chick. She's a waste.
No, she's not.
Listen.
I don't have to agree with you all the time to like you. I like it when we don't agree on everything. We're all adults. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything. But she is smart. She does speak her mind. What, good or bad? True or false?
How does it benefit the Black man?
Huh?
If it don't benefit the Black man, it don't count.
All right, so I want to play this clip.
Put in clips of Kamala Harris stating things. I don't need politicians to state things. I need politicians to do things. When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kamala Harris who's trying to shut me the fuck up. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And she said to me, well, you're being too critical. And I said, I am a voter. I'm supposed to be critical. That's my job. And I want to see actions. She said, well, how am I supposed to talk about racism in America without calling Americans racist? I said, well, first of all, there are many racist Americans, but there's also policy, legislation, institution, and systems that are racist that need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. And if you're not going to do that in an actualized way and in a loud, bold way, people will never really know where you're coming from. Well, you can't tell me how I feel. So I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm telling you how you sound. I'm telling you how you sound. Okay? The truth is that you should always question your source and what are their intentions. And what you all need to know is that I don't need to do any of this. I don't need to talk about any of this.
I'm so sick of these Starbucks revolutionaries, man. Real talk, man. Like, seriously, man. No. Your mic is muted. But no, seriously, I can't stand this woman. It's women like this that want to get the race war kicked off and will not fight a common code, let alone a traffic ticket. If this ever kicked off. See, it's black men that have to bear the consequences of letting you women have a microphone and spew out this BS. See, black women are the real racists. They are really, nobody is more racist than black women.
Put in clips.
You know, you all make everything a racial issue, especially the college educated women that got that I'm writing a book face. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Y'all get all this BS kicked off them Black Lives Matter looking ass women. That's what we have got to take the microphone. Most black women need headphones, not microphones. Because when they speak, they're going to get it kicked off, and you're not ready for white folks with guns and good aim. You're just not.
Okay, wait. So I agree with Amanda Seales, everything she said. Because you should be voting for policies.
I get it.
No. You get it because the reason why I'm riding with her on this one, because what you're seeing a lot of educated women, black, white, Asian, a lot of women that just saying vote for Kamala because she's a woman. Listen, they're not even talking about policy.
Saying that bull on camera, she's still gonna vote for her.
She may sit on the couch.
She's still gonna vote for her.
Listen, we don't. And this is the thing.
I'm gonna tell you something. Black women, y'all are unified. Even when y'all wrong, y'all unified.
I'm not voting for Kamala, so we're not all that unified.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Kamala.
So you stand to benefit more going against the black man, just like the rest of us.
You're absolutely right. And listen. If this channel,
the black man don't have no allies.
If this channel here was pro-Democrat, pro-Kamala, oh honey, and first of all, the judge wouldn't be on here, and second of all, I probably have all types of endorsements. Yeah, but the fact is,
we got a few that they minds open, but all your girlfriends voting for.
But no. Well, I didn't check it, but my thing is, but my conscience. See, I vote with my conscience.
Okay.
I don't vote.
So you're saying you're one of the rare women that think. Most don't, and most will say they will. And she just want to argue for the sake of arguing. She's still gonna support Kamala Harris because she's a woman and she is of Caribbean descent. You know how much Amanda Seales reps that Caribbean descent shit.
So listen. So there were some reaction to Amanda Seales by black women trying to drag her, which I was shocked, right? So I'm going to play this clip.
Imagine getting on Beyonce's internet bragging about how you told Kamala Harris she was talking out of both sides of her neck while simultaneously talking out of both sides of yours. Why would you, as somebody who brags about how well-read they are, use your platform to get on here and create dissension? Kamala Harris isn't your favorite pick for president. That's fine. That belongs to you. But when you know that what she's running against is Project 2025, when you know what she's running against is Mr. Trump, who got up to an audience of Christians this week and said, Christians, I love you, Christians. If you vote for me this time, you'll never have to vote again. What? Do we want to know her stance on racism in America? Absolutely the fuck we do, right? But also you're citing an impossible task. Obama didn't end racism. Any other president that said he was with the African-American community never ended racism. So now you want Kamala Harris to hang her hat, the first female president, you want her to hang her hat on ending racism in America. And it's 2024. It'll be 2025 by the election, and nobody else has been able to do that. Girl, get real. Hold on. This chit chat is clearly about Amanda Seales. Love, real bad. To know Kamala Harris's stance on racism in America, on the obvious erasure of Black people in America, be it through cop unalivings or through literature that is being removed from the schools, right? I would love to know what she's going to do about cost of living increase and the obvious shrinkflation. You can't look me in my icicles, tell me, oh, inflation isn't happening, while simultaneously taking down everything an ounce in size, but keeping it the same price. We don't have no money. I would love to know her stance on rent control. We can't afford rent. We can't afford to buy no house. And I just told you we can't afford to put the food in the house. Hello, big red truck. But again, when what she's running against is me losing my autonomy, me losing being legal, okay, taking us back years, right? The racism you want to end, Trump and them going to take us right back to it. So yes, I want to know her stance on all them things that I just mentioned, but I just need her to get to the White House. I need anybody but Trump to get to the White House. And again, why would you, Miss, I've got my degree in African-American studies. I'm for my people. Why would you get up on the internet and be against the people that you said you was for? That's what I would like to know.
How do you get a degree in African-American studies? Like this pointless BS. But at the end of the day, Amanda Seales is just a contrarian. She's just arguing for the sake of arguing. Then she got to argue against this person who's talking about Project 2025. We already know Trump denounced that. If Amanda Seales is against Trump and she's going at Kamala, where does she stand?
Well, she never said she was against Trump. She said she's for policy. So how about we ask Amanda Seales, well, what are policies that interest you and that should interest all of Americans?
Same policies the AKAs and all the other women want. All you want is abortion.
But she's no. She is not part of No Divine Nine, Amanda Seales. But she's talking, first of all, she criticized Kamala Harris, and rightfully so, but she's talking about policies. Basically, what Amanda Seales is saying, let's talk about policies, people.
She don't have to with Black folks. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She don't have to. She's got the Black vote already. When you're talking to these fried chicken Christians and everything, it's a waste of time. Their mind is already made up. They're voting for Kamala. All you need to be worried about is these Indians and Asians, how they're going to vote, because that's going to determine the outcome of the election. You cannot change the mind in 98 days of a fried chicken program Democrat right now. They are been doing this as per tradition since they were 18, since their mama told them to do it. They gonna vote blue no matter who. That's it.
Let me, I want to play, this is another clip, another pushback.
Nobody pisses me off more than Black people, specifically Black men, because you do not have a problem with anybody being mixed until it's the president. You laying right next to that mixed bitch. You're literally laying next to the mixed bitch with the white mother that smoke crack, and you worried about first of all, she ain't even mixed with white. She's mixed with Indian. The bitch you lay next to every single night has a white mama, and you love her. You was gonna go for her, but you can't have a mixed president. All of a sudden, it's all skin folk ain't kin.
All right, stop. She don't run shit. There's a difference. A man don't let a no woman run nothing, not even her mouth. Run to the kitchen where you belong. Why do y'all want to be men and y'all not good at it? Why do y'all want the hardest job and the most responsible job on earth, which is to protect and provide for people?
Why do y'all want to be women?
Why don't you just want to be a girl and sit down?
Why do you want to be a woman?
Those women
be a man and stand up.
Stop. Those people who profess to be men are just males. They are literally vaginified in their mind. They're raised by single mothers. Single mother raised men are weak. So yes, he's your ultimate girlfriend. He's not going to be able to mow lawns, fix things. He's not going to be able to change a flat tire. He's going to be looking like you on the side of the road. Who we going to call? That ain't no man. A man
slip away, honey.
Men don't let their women be on the front line and be fighting and be in their battles. We don't need y'all to be over here fighting the good fight. You want to fight the good fight? Raise a family. Stay in the house.
How about you provide that house?
We could if you shut up and out. Soon as y'all get y'all degree, so okay, y'all the most educated in America, right? Educated in what, for what, to do what, for who. Not your community, and it does not benefit the black man. Every time y'all get a degree, you go get your bachelor's and stuff like that, all you do is build another white man who created something's legacy. You don't build nothing for your homes. As soon as y'all get some money, you go move to white folks' neighborhood for validation. All y'all want is trips.
So are you saying that's the educated black woman? So
yes.
No black man follow those ingredients.
No. It's niggas that follow those ingredients. They tried it with you and bounce.
What?
Because y'all don't want families.
Okay, so you're saying now the problem that we're having.
We don't have families. So if we don't have families, we don't have unity.
That's coming from white women. That's coming from the LGBT. That's coming from everyone except for black men. Wait. You saying that's coming from everybody except for black men and white men.
If the black man want a family, unfortunately, you don't want it either. You don't want it back. We looking at her. This lady, she don't want no family. She look like a single. I know. If I'm a betting man, if this was a gamble, I'm gambling $1,000. She's a single mother. She's probably educated, got her degree.
Oh my God! Now we're gonna talk about
pain. She's probably a pain in any black man's ass. You know what I'm saying? Black men want families. Communities have families. That's why all of these other races are winning. They do y'all just like the black church. All the women in the front row, we're going to tell these women what they want to hear. They going to be single. And if the men want to be in their presence, they going to go alone and get along. That's why you got these broke wrist, vaginified minded men running around here with the same talking points as a woman.
So why aren't the men doing anything where they live at?
Well, they're not men.
Okay. So would you say that there's too many males running around here?
There are males, mother-raised males.
So, but why are they single? So, I don't want the conversation to turn so much into it because I think I'm gonna have to come back and we have to talk about the gender thing because this election is creating a gender war between black men and black women.
Yeah, because a real man does not want to be led by a woman. I feel my life is on the line and somebody breaks in my house and they got guns. I don't want a squad full of girls pulling up with guns. We seen what happened when Trump had to be protected by women.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do men's work when you're half-ass at it. That's not your job. At the end of the day, we're supposed to be doing these jobs. You all want to be in these jobs and they get mad. You fight for DEI, we give you DEI, call it DEI, it's offensive. You know, what more do you want? Now, at the end of the day, black women don't do anything that benefits black men.
Well, what do we have to do?
None of these accomplishments of these black women, like Kamala Harris, will benefit black men. None of your accomplishments as black women have ever benefited black men, but all of our accomplishments have. Because you benefit. When Ice Cube came with the platinum plan, y'all will include.
His wasn't called the platinum plan, but
well,
yeah.
When he came with that plan
for Black America,
he included Black women. If y'all came up with a plan, it'll be y'all first.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can pick up the scraps and pick up the bones. But at the end of the day, we care more about y'all than y'all care about us. So this Kamala thing, she has been a thorn in our ass for Black men. She's been on attack for Black men for decades. That's what she's been doing. Locking Black men up past their sentences. She don't care about Black men. This is about this whole election is about beating a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about. And that's why all the women
I agree with you.
Even the women who don't agree with each other will agree on this. They don't even have to like each other, but we agree on this. We can't let a man like Trump run us. We rather be ran into.
We have an opportunity to be the man, and we have an opportunity to be a wealthy old white man, and we have an opportunity to have a woman of color, because I'm not going to be ignorant calling her Black, but we have an opportunity to have a woman of color be a wealthy old white man. That's all they care about.
It's personal, it's emotional, and it makes no sense. Gas was like $1.85 in Chicago when Trump was in office. I want those days back. Now it's $4 and some change. But you feel good because we got Biden in there, we got Trump out. Old comfortable Negroes was more happy that we got Trump out of there. We got him out of there. Bro, he's doing a good job. Y'all, Black folks got the ability to unsee the mistakes, and they don't want to admit they were wrong.
Right.
You're never going to get them to admit they're wrong. That's why I said, give up on trying to sway the minds of the programmed, comfortable Negro. They're comfortable. They came from an era where all you had to do was get a good job, find Jesus, and retire. We got to hustle till we die.
First of all, majority of my audience are the baby boomers, and then it's and then it's the millennials, Gen Z. So
sorry,
you're talking about my audience, but the difference in my audience is they do vote on policy.
But we're rare. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not enough for us to outnumber the Melvins and the Gladyses in our community. That's going to be right there, fresh from church, going to go vote blue no matter who.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so tired of that, honey.
We're rare. In fact, you're rare because when we have these conversations with these people, even our family, they're so passionate, they ready to cuss you out.
Right.
They treat you like you did something to them.
I don't. My father is 70. I don't talk to him about politics. He knows that I'm voting for Trump. He don't talk to me about it, but he is glued to CNN and MSNBC, and he is going to vote for Kamala. He's going to vote for all Democrats. That's just him, and that's fine. I let him have it. He's on his last years or whatever, but I don't talk about politics in my personal life. However, I do notice, though, men that I am interested in, politics does play a part when it comes to dating. And there are some men out here. There's one man that I like. I think if I was pro Kamala or pro Democrat, he probably wouldn't date me, or at all. So, and I'm kind of glad that I'm not, because I do like
politics. It lines up similar to religion because you talking about values.
Yes.
And a lot of this stuff that we're voting on, like these washrooms, you want to have a man with a wig being able to walk into the girls' washroom with your daughter in there? Well, you're being liberal and you're allowing this to happen by voting with your emotions instead of being practical and dealing with what makes sense. We got to restore order. We don't have, everything is out of whack.
Right.
I like traditions. Traditions worked. The traditional family worked. All of this trying to remix everything and recategorize everything and create this new big, thicker gray line than it is creating more chaos, and it's got out of hand. And putting a woman like Kamala in there is going to make it more out of hand. She was talking about giving felons the right to vote, even the people on death row.
While they're in jail, the right to vote?
I showed the clip. Y'all got to watch my channel.
No, listen, I think when you do your time and you come home, you should have to.
No, she was talking about people she was asked this by I believe CNN or something like that. She said
she's the most.
She was talking about
this radical politician
about the Boston bomber. Should he have the right to vote? She said she's open to it.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on. I want to go through these super chats.
Go through the super chat. No, I was playing. Go ahead.
Do you have time for the super chat?
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
But tell these motherfuckers to go to my channel.
Didn't I just say don't say that?
My bad. You can bleep it out.
You just had to. I ain't gonna bleep it out because it had to towards the end anyway. But
right.
You just couldn't let it go.
In me, I'm from Chicago.
Yes, Joe. He says her Minister Jack Luther King is making an appearance. Yes. Miriam, first time here from the church. Peace to all. Thank you, Miriam. Church checking in. Triumph Truth. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I told everybody on my channel to come over here. So
yes. Derek Hits. Trump was right. She started out nasty. He responded appropriately. Kamala didn't even show up. He could have said half sky was blue and they would have jumped in on him. They were trying to bait him. They're talking about the.
I gotta watch it. Don't spoil it.
Okay. So go and watch it.
I was live when it was on. So yeah. Oh man, I'm mad at it.
That's going to be another show you're going to do. But yeah. Derek, again, thank you so much. He says if Black women were to press her on what her agenda is specifically for Black women, they will call her bluff. Absolutely, but they won't. And that kind of goes to what Jack was saying, lack of accountability. Matless says, now keep in mind, she's speaking on the needs of Black mothers, but is she a Black mother? But JD Vance is a bad guy. Right. Thank you, Walter. Okay, Pam said the Irish slaves were taken. Yeah, but that wasn't, her family was not the Irish slaves. They were the Irish slave owners. Papa Onaya, church check-in. Thank you so much. Matless again. Malcolm X talked about having entertainers speaking for Black people over 60 years ago. Yes, he did. Chi-Town Rick.
Good, white, right. That's how they want their politicians. Good, white, and polite. That's what they got in Joe Biden.
MJW125. It's a civil war. The Black bourgeoisie versus the Black working class. If you ask most of the Black bourgeoisie, they are against an anti-Black hate crime bill and also against reparations. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely agree. Here go number 9. He sound like shampoo. No, he doesn't. He's making it. Mama, I'm a woman and I'm for Trump. Men are under attack. Yes. Men are what fight for us women. Why go against them?
We have to.
I don't, because I'm not about to get up there and grab arms.
We don't want you to, Auntie. Sit in the house and make the potato salad and fry the chicken.
I love fried chicken. No, but I prefer to lay in the warm embrace of a white woman. We know you do.
Shout out to the white women and the spices.
All right, MJW125 again. Steve Coakley broke it down years ago about how dangerous the Black bourgeoisie and the Divine Nine are, being the gatekeepers of the Black community. Yeah, and I'm actually going to look that person up. I totally agree.
I want to look into this Divine Nine thing. Y'all said this twice. I got to see what that's about.
Mm-hmm. It's all of the Black sororities and fraternities.
Okay.
Julian, I always like your work, Dana, but today I like your look. Thank you.
She's like, she just came from Walmart. What are you talking about?
You're crazy as hell. Nomad, are we talking about politics or male hurt egos? We are not voting for Trump due to red pill rhetoric. We want a better economic future, and voting for Harris will get any of us that. Well, no, and voting for Harris will not get any of us that.
I don't care why you do it. Just don't vote for Kamala. We'll argue about that afterwards.
Listen, Nomad, I appreciate that super chat, and I agree with you.
Got the Hotep Queens on there on the okay.
Championship Committee, TBAS, hashtag TBAS. There is something very evil behind that laugh and smile. Hashtag church, hashtag let's go Dana. I agree. There is something evil behind her hyena laughing.
Yeah, she's
So,
about to do the devil's work to the black man.
The judge said he believed that it might be dementia or menopause.
I heard him, man. Shout out to the judge, man. You gotta bring me over the judge over here, man.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell him, I promise. I'm off coffee right now, so I'll be up all night. I got another show I'm trying to do. I'm about to be doing this thing all day.
Listen, and I had to say it at the top of this show. I'm like, listen, I see other people with their panels, or these other black content creators, and they're like so shocked. He said they. Let me tell you something. If you are a real man, you're not going to be afraid to say anything. So why are you shocked when you see a real man? Are you? And that's the difference between males and men. Men are not afraid to speak the truth, but males are.
But here's the thing: the women who get this power, good jobs.
Wait, what is going on with your connection? Thank you, Jay West.
My connection?
It ain't mine, honey.
What's happening? You can't hear me?
It's like a little matrixy.
Oh, then yeah, it's probably your connection. You got Android in the house?
Let me see something.
I got all signals. Text.
Can you hear me? It's like a little. Say something again.
Say something again.
Oh, that is me, honey.
Yes.
They always mess with my channel now because of what I talk about.
Okay.
Because you sound very clear. Oh, wow.
I got state-of-the-art stuff over here. No, I'm good.
Oh, mama, thank you. I love staying home, cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids, and do what my man says. He treats me very good. I wish more women did that.
Yes,
right.
And we do too. But as soon as you get your job, you're going on a tax spree on the black man. Soon as you get hired.
Oh, this is important. Dana, always fine. Thank you. Big money.
Get out of here.
Listen, I got to end this show because on my end, you're breaking up, and they trying to come at me. They trying to come.
Oh man,
they trying to stop greatness.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me on, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to Minister Jab Network daily. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooking. Y'all subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I see Dana then blew up over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Forgot about the little people, but I'm shadow banned, shorty, and I'm always cooking, man. Let's go.
Thank you, Minister Jab. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I'm out. How do I get out of this thing?
There you go. And let me. All right. All right. Listen, guys. Let me put myself back up in here. It always comes down to that. Like towards the end is always, and I don't know what is going on with StreamYards, because StreamYards, and I thought I was the only one. I've seen other YouTubers have the same issue with StreamYards. StreamYards, get your shit together, because I'm about to go over to Restream, honey. And all you Kamala, pro Kamalas, like, no, this is in Google, like YouTube, get it together. Mom, I haven't worked in 17 years. Oh, honey. Yeah, I need that kind of husband. I know that's right. I know that's right. Listen, let me say thank you to number 9. Thank you to Minister Jab. Great guest. And I said, when I start doing my shows, I want to start bringing more people on. I think it makes the show more in depth, more better. So thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate you. My moderator, Southern Belle, Catalia, love you guys. Everybody that's sending a super chat, I love you most of all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your support. And I want to say a big thank you to Minister Jab's listeners and subscribers for coming over here and supporting my platform as well. Thank you. I just got a super chat. Thank you to Neil Caper. Thank you so much for the Cash App. And thank you, Nubian DNA, for the Cash App as well. Friday. I'm going to go live again Friday evening. And tomorrow, I'm going to be on Savvy Sab. She's going to have a panel of Black voters, people who maybe voting for Kamala, maybe voting for third party, maybe voting for Trump or whatever. So I'm going to be on her platform tomorrow, part of the panel. So that should be fun. That's tomorrow at 8. I will be dropping a link in my community section so you guys can come over there. And yeah, and so thank you. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. The Man Up Show will return in about a week or two. We're on a summer break. But again, shout out to Judge Joe Brown. He is doing a damn thing. Listen to what this man is saying. Take it in. Do your research and support him. Go get that barbecue sauce, jjbbbq.com. Real quick, I have two intros, and I'm trying to think of which one and which music, right? Well, let me stop sharing this. Okay, do you guys like that one or do you like this one? So that's one. So put 1 if you like that one, or put 2 if you like this one. That was number 2. I'm so indecisive. So maybe I'll do number 1 for the intro and do number 2 for the outro. Because okay, 2 2 2 1 1 1 2 2 intro outro. Intro outro. Let me grab this. As an Asian man who identifies as a black woman, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Though her mother is Indian and her father is Indian Irish, she had rappers at her rally. She's black. I don't know if you're being serious or you're trolling, but I love it. As an Asian man who identifies as a black woman, and you know what? That's where society is at right now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Name. Appreciate you. Love you. All right, guys. All right. 1 for intro, 2 for outro. Thank you, Jeffrey. Shout out to everybody on X. Love you guys. Please like and repost on X. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.